One of the biggest mysteries that we face throughout humankind and throughout history is how do you create a good person? Somebody that has good morals, good ethics, and somebody that's going to be a great, successful person. There have been several methods, different ways throughout humankind to be able to figure this out, to be able to find somebody that's going to be successful. We all want, whether it's our own kids or people that we know, family member, friends, whoever it is, we want people to be good, to be put on the right path in order to be successful. There have been several ways to do this. But I think that one of the most beneficial, most impactful ways to do this is through sports. I know it has been throughout my life. I've seen several experiences that I have been shaped by my experiences and the lessons that I've learned. There are several ways that we need to analyze this in order to see if it's an effective and good way to become a well-rounded good person. I think that there's three main categories that we need to look at. The first one is physically. The second one is being mentally capable. And the third one is how we interact socially. Like I said, the first one that we really need to think about is mentally. Mentally, there is a ton of benefits that come from sports, both scientifically and just emotionally. One of those that I think that is really important, that is very vital in today's day and age in order to be successful, is how you learn to manage stress. Stress is something that we all experience, that we all have to find ways to be able to cope and to be able to push on. Sports is a very valuable way to learn how to do this. I know, like, when I was growing up, I did use sports to be able to manage my stress. But now that I don't play near as often as I would like to and as I would want, I have found other ways to be able to apply those same principles now. And I've been able to manage that stress in a way that is productive and has been able to fuel me and fire me up in order to be successful. Another way that we are able to do that is scientifically. Scientifically, it's proven that whenever a child or an adult plays sports, it releases endorphins that increases your heart rate and reduces your chances for anxiety and depression. With something that's being so common in today's day and age, it's vital to find ways to combat that. We're seeing an ever more increase of cases of people that have anxiety and depression. And we need to find ways to be able to reduce that as much as we can. And if we can just play sports and be able to learn how to channel that into something else, then whenever we need to adapt and overcome things in the business world, whether it's in school, whatever it is, we can find ways to overcome. Another way mentally that it really helps and really benefits kids especially is it helps them build an identity. I'm not saying who can throw a ball the fastest or who can shoot the farthest. It really teaches you key core characteristics that can benefit you the rest of your life. You know, I don't pride myself anymore that I can shoot a higher percentage than you can. But what I do pride myself is that I know how to work. And I know that I can communicate very effectively, which is something that has translated very well into my school and into my business career. Another way that this benefits us is physically. Physically, it does seem a little bit more apparent. I mean, it is a very athletically charged thing, but there are very important things that it does. It does improve our body function, our mobility, our flexibility. We're less likely to have more physical ailments later in life. Also, like I said, there's also scientific ways that sports and the physical activity in sports have been proven to help people and help build that character. It reduces the risk of diabetes, it controls blood sugar, and lowers tension and stress levels again. Because it's been proven, doctors have always told us, since I can remember, that in order to reduce those stress levels, it is very beneficial to work out and to be able to be physically engaged in something. Another way, which I personally think is the most beneficial way that sports has helped me as a person, and I know it's the same for several people that I've been around, is that it helps you socially. And that is the biggest way it translates over into everything you do in life. If you learn how to effectively communicate what you need to do and who you are, then you're more likely to be successful. And in some of the ways to do that, you learn how to interact with different cultures and different people and different beliefs. When you're on a sports team, even when you're younger, older, it doesn't matter. You have to learn how to work with other people in order to accomplish the common good. And in sports, it's very simple. You want to put up more points, more runs, whatever it is, you want to have a bigger number at the end of the day. But when it comes to a business world, learning how to effectively communicate and to be able to work alongside a varying group of people is everything. That is literally what makes a company run, is people working together. I mean, if you learn how to effectively do that at a young age and you become comfortable talking with people from different backgrounds, it only becomes easier as you become older. I know that's something I've really benefited from my experience in sports, is that I have learned how to communicate with people that I never thought I would. There are other things. It does incorporate teamwork, but I think the greatest benefit, especially to younger kids and even to people as adults, is that it creates a sense of belonging. Being a part of that team atmosphere, being a part of something that you feel is bigger than yourself, creates that sense of belonging. I know that's something that people strive, especially in the business world, is to find a place where they fit in and they feel like they belong. I remember being in third grade, walking into my first classroom, and I felt absolutely intimidated. I had no clue what I was going to do and who I was going to meet. But I remember seeing one of my old teammates that I played with several years prior, and I instantly felt like home. And I was able to really build communications with the rest of that class that I still use to this day. And that is one of the biggest benefits. But there is a whole nother level of things that sports build. I have a video that I want to show that really illustrates, in all reality, what sports brings to the table. For those of you who don't know this story, this is a man named Derek Redmond. He was projected to be the fastest 400-meter runner in the Olympics. As you can see, he was running and he tore his hamstring halfway through the race. That man that came running to his help was his father, and he helped him across the finish line. Now you may ask, why did I show such a video? Yeah, it's a cool story. Yeah, it was in the world's biggest stage. But what this video really illustrates is the intangibles that sports bring. There's so many things that sports can help and elevate you in the real world that can't be proven and that can't be necessarily described. The sense of drive, the sense of motivation, the sense of purpose, the sense of identity that allowed him to finish that race. Sports truly allow you to become who you want to be. And if you utilize the lessons that you find in sports and you commit yourself to a common goal, you will end up being a better person in the long run than you would be without it. Thank you.